What's up, people? It's your boy. Um, decided to do a video. Been watching certain videos. A lot of them talk about the Xbox One. I personally don't got one. I'ma holler at y'all about this. I don't got one mainly cause, well, I ain't got one. I liked it when I heard about it the first time, when I heard it was first coming out. You know what I'm saying? I liked what I was hearing. I thought, okay, the Xbox One, they built it up. It sounds good. It sounds like a good system. It sounds like something that would be real cool. It launched. And then the curtain that was pulled over everybody's eyes was let down. And bullshit. The system flat out gay as hell, right? Just flat out suck. Just, you won't be part of it. You feel me? Just none about this thing was good. None about this thing was what you wanted. You even had Xbox fanboys talking about, well, I only want it for the Halo, the Forza, the Call of Duty, the Fables. You know, you had the fanboys talking about the Xbox on some, I want it for them exclusives. And you had the gamers who, you know, collect the games, who, you know, play the games and, you know, do all that stuff. But like, I'm skipping it. I ain't worried about it. Myself included. As much as I love the original Xbox, I never called it Xbox One, the original one. That was not what I called it. I called it the first Xbox. I now have to call it the original Xbox, mainly because, well, that's the only way people recognize what it is. I love the hell out of it. I still play that mug, you know what I mean? I modded the mug, you know. It's got a red light on it instead of the green one. It's got firmware on the mug, you know. But I've owned like 2, 3 of the 360s. I ain't care nothing about that system. I thought it was too popularized in the whole Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and Black Ops, and rehashing bullshit. And you know, they wanted you to focus more on this group of gamers, or group of stupid motherfuckers who ain't really playing games. They just go out and, you know, they buy the game that they think everybody's playing at the moment, when they got a list of games out this month that nobody plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you got Infinite Undiscovery. That game was crazy, by the way. I played a little bit of that month. 99 Nights, which was crazy. You got a part 2 to that motherfucker. You did Kingdom Under Fire, which was an exclusive, and you know, that was a crazy motherfucker. They even had like 2 on the original Xbox. You know, you had games on the Xbox 360 which, you know, were overlooked because the mass majority of people who had the 360, you know, their main thing was, let's get a Call of Duty out there, let's throw that out there, let's support that, let's throw a Halo out there, let's support that. Fable did great at the beginning of the 360. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. You had the Fable 2, which by no means was a failure in my opinion. It surpassed everything. I played 3. Sorry, my nose is driving me nuts. But I played part 3. I ain't really care for the third one. The second one is like way up here somewhere, like just crazy. To me, the second one offered way more choice, which Fable to me is built on, you know, choice when it comes to the whole, you know, RPG standards. With this game, it's all about, you know, this choice affects this and you get that in return for doing this. I mean, I have the first one, and it, I played the first one. I don't have the what the special one, the Lost Chapters. I don't have that one. I got the original 8-hour one. I got that one. I don't have a 360, so I don't have no 360 games. But like I said, I supported the original Xbox. I bought 360s in my time, in the entire lifespan of the 360. I bought the first one when it was released. I bought the slim one. I gave the slim one to my girl, and then I rebought a slim one to help a friend, and I sold that mug. Okay. Now, I like I told y'all before, I like the idea of the whole way they advertised, Xbox One, and the way they said, hey, the Xbox One is gonna do this, it's gonna have this, and it sounded good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it sounded good. It sounded like, hey, this sounds like a great system. But promotion, advertisement, all that is a bitch. You can lie all day, no problem. Mainly because you just trying to sell a product. I could sit here and big up the Wii U all day, and probably half y'all would believe me. Half y'all would probably be like, he's just talking that because he's a main Nintendo guy. He grew up on Nintendo. And the other half would be like, nah, you need to listen. He talking some real. But that's besides the point. My point is this. We are going into year 2 on these systems. Year 2. Alright? If we go off of the principle on why you buy these stupid things, which is the games, even after all the shit that Xbox has done, Xbox has the one thing I've noticed that the PlayStation doesn't right now, which is games. They have a variety of games. They have an entire fucking lineup of games, exclusives. You can go to the GameStops, you can go to the Walmarts, and you can find like towers of exclusive games, hard copies even. Digital bullshit, I don't really respect that. I don't think I would ever respect that, to be honest with you. I like having a physical copy. Now, I don't have an Xbox One, and I'm probably not gonna have an Xbox One. I'm looking into buying the Wii U. I'll probably end up buying it here shortly, like not today, not tomorrow, maybe end of the year. That's just because I'm a Nintendo guy. I have a Wii, I have a Nintendo 64, I have the Dolphin GameCube, whatever the hell you call it, I have the Super Nintendo, so I'm looking to get a Wii U. I have a 3DS too, not a 2DS, but a 3DS. I'm looking at getting a new 3DS, which by the way is the dumbest name you could name that thing. You couldn't have called it something else like 3DS XL or XXL or something like that. Couldn't have called it the 3DS XL2 or some shit like that. I don't know, something better. But besides the point. My nose really bugging me for some unknown reason. Besides the point, back to what I was saying. I remember when the original Xbox came out, I thought this was gonna be good. I remember, they helped Sega on the Dreamcast, and I thought this was gonna be a great deal. And Microsoft was gonna come in and it's gonna help. No. After Xbox, with the original Xbox, completely different. Just still fucking it up, man. Sony and Microsoft still fucking it up. I don't care whether you like them, whether you love them, whether you're a fanboy, whether you hate them. I don't care. I'm not here to debate that. I'm not here to debate PC. I'm not here to debate console. I've been a console person since I started playing over 20 years ago. So I'm not here to debate that. I'm gonna tell you like this. When Sony entered to the console wars, gaming was made by gaming companies. Nintendo, Atari, SNK, I think is what they were called. They made gaming systems that were made for video games. That's all they did. Then you had companies like Sony that are a electronic company come in. They don't know nothing about gaming. They ain't gonna learn nothing about gaming. Now you got Microsoft, and they're in gaming, but they also a computer company. They computer company first. They don't know squat about gaming. They ain't gonna learn nothing about gaming. They don't care to. The only one left is Nintendo. We in trouble. You never gonna talk someone who grew up playing video games on video game systems into switching over to this bullshit. Never. I grew up playing video games on video game consoles. I'm not switching. I don't give a fuck. I played Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega Masters, Atari, regular Nintendo, Sega, I said Sega Masters. I played the Sega Dreamcast. I played a PlayStation 1. I've had a PlayStation 2. I've got a PlayStation 2. The regular Xbox. I've got most of these. I've got a Wii. Got a GameCube. GameCube is the last video game console, by the way. You don't think that's true? Think about it. That's true. But what I'm saying to you, I don't got an Xbox One. Been watching these videos all day. I ain't gonna have no Xbox One. My Xbox One plays video games still. Xbox One that you gonna have, that ain't gonna play video games forever, Pimpin'. And just so you know, that little whole mindset they got, that changed because your voice. They wasn't listening to you in the beginning, Pimpin'. They started listening to you now. What makes you think just because now you stop talking, they won't change their mind? They started listening to a jackass. They got rid of him. That jackass talked his way in. You think now because you stopped talking, that don't mean he hasn't figured out you stopped talking, so he can talk his way back in? That shit can change in the blink of an eye. You better pray that shit don't change. I hope it don't for you, because that shit's a lot of money. I'm going to end it right there. I just wanted to let y'all know I ain't got no Xbox One. That's the reason why. I've lost total faith in Microsoft. Been lost faith in them. They should have never had this. The original Xbox was their best work. They ain't gonna have it no better than that. Just let me know what y'all think, Pimpin'. Yeah. It's your boy JAY again, checking in game issues. Check the Zelda poster behind me right there. Holla at your boy.